Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. The 2023 Arnold Classic was an incredible show, definitely one for the history books, and I want to congratulate Samson Dauda again on winning that title. Also, huge shout out to Arnold and the Arnold Sports Committee for upping the prize money by 100K, causing this show to be a lot more interesting with a lot more guys jumping in. And last year, the prize money actually was upped from 125K to 200K. So over the past 2 years, the prize money at the Arnold has gone up more than double. But in this video, we will be comparing the winner of the 2023 Arnold Classic, Samson Dauda, to the second place finisher, Nick Walker. And I just took a look at the scorecards. Samson got straight first, and at prejudging, one judge actually put Nick in third place. So the judges didn't see it as close, but I'm still going to take a closer look at this. And if you are enjoying the content on the channel, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are very close to 7,000 subscribers. But let's take a look at this front double bicep. And I didn't think I would be saying this so soon, but I think I prefer Samson Dauda in this shot. When we take a look at the quads, there can be no question. There can be no question at all. Samson Dauda is taking Nick Walker to school. It isn't even close. Now, taking a look at the upper body, look at the thickness of Samson's chest. This is a front double bicep, and you can still see his chest just jumping off his body. Samson also has the better midsection, smaller waist. Nick is winning in the arm department and probably the lats, but everywhere else, I like Samson Dauda. And honestly, guys, looking at the updates of Nick Walker going into this show, I felt like his legs were going to be a little bit small. But honestly, I was hoping that once he filled up, they would look a lot better. But just being transparent, Nick's legs looked very small in this lineup, but he was next to some of the biggest legs in bodybuilding. And we don't have a front lat spread because Nick does not hit that pose in his individual routine. So let's go ahead and look at the side chest. And initially, my eyes are drawn to Samson Dauda's upper body. Take a look at the chest, the delt, the arm. Nick Walker's pretty good in the arms, but he cannot match that chest of Samson Dauda. Once we take a look at the lower body, I definitely prefer Nick Walker. And it's crazy. Samson has crazy quads from the front, but I don't get that same impact of the quads from the side. And he also could use a little bit more hamstring drop, maybe be a little bit tighter. And when I was watching this live, I had Nick Walker in the side chest, but Samson is really impressing me here, especially with that crazy chest. But I have Nick Walker in the lower body, and the arms, they match up pretty well. Samson has the bigger chest. My eyes are drawn to Samson, but I think Nick Walker wins more body parts. Now let's take a look at the back double bicep, and of course there can be no question. Nick Walker and Derek Lunsford have the best backs in bodybuilding, in my personal opinion. But Samson has been slowly making improvements to his back, and he has some crazy mass on the legs, hamstring separation. Samson could use a little bit more glute to balance this shot out. Actually, Nick Walker could also use a little bit more glute to match those massive hamstrings. But the main issue with Samson's back, he needs more width. And for a guy that's 300 pounds or close to that on stage, you would expect more impact from the back. But Samson probably carries most of that weight in those massive legs. Now let's take a look at the rear lat spread pose. And I'm leaning towards Nick Walker once again. Their lower body development is second to none currently in the IFBB. And actually, taking a closer look at this, if Samson was in similar condition as Nick Walker, he may have better lower body development. Take a look at the size of the quads from behind as well as the hamstrings. But I'm going to lean more towards Nick Walker in this shot. He's finally learned how to execute a rear lat spread pose. Nick is in better condition, and honestly, that's about it. If Samson Dauda was in better condition or similar condition to Nick Walker, I believe he could take him in this rear lat spread. And some people may still have Samson even though he's a little bit softer. Now let's take a look at the side tricep pose. And this is almost similar to the side chest. On the live stream, I really like Nick Walker, but here, Samson is making a huge impact. But this may be an issue on the camera guy's part. Doesn't look like this video was taken from a very good angle because Nick Walker's arms look tiny in this shot. But at this moment, I prefer Samson Dauda. Take a look at the chest thickness, take a look at the arm. But we all know this isn't really a fair angle for Nick Walker. But at this specific moment, I prefer Samson Dauda. Samson's chest looks like two fully inflated tires. Nick's chest looks like two tires that are in desperate need of air. No offense, Nick. You know I love your physique. But any other angle, I would probably have Nick Walker. And let's take a close look at this ab and thigh shot. And there can be no question, Nick Walker wins it. And Samson Dauda, for him to be such an aesthetic guy, you would expect a better ab and thigh shot. But Samson has that crazy split in his abs that kind of throws off the ab shots. And he also could use a little bit more lat. Nick Walker has to bring the legs up, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be his main focus this offseason. Samson has world-class quads. But overall, I'm leaning more towards Nick Walker. Take a look at the bicep peaks, even though they don't matter in this shot. Now let's wrap up this comparison with the most muscular. And I'm going to go with Nick Walker, the guy that won the Franco Colombo Most Muscular Award. Samson Dauda does look incredible in this shot, however. And I think Nick should go back to the hand class most muscular because I think this shot really shows how long his torso is and shows his legs are a little bit shorter. But to wrap up this comparison, I have these guys split 4 poses to 4 poses. In the live stream, I prefer Nick Walker in the side shots, and maybe if these images were at different angles, I would still have Nick from the side. But in this specific comparison, I like Samson Dauda. Overall, I feel like Nick Walker may win pose for pose, but I think Samson has the better look overall. And Nick Walker's legs were a glaring weakness in this lineup. I feel like that could have hurt him. Also, the horrible front lat spread execution. And at the finals, Nick was losing control of his midsection in certain parts. But let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think of this comparison? And do you guys think Nick Walker was robbed at the 2023 Arnold Classic? I'm not saying Nick Walker is robbed, I just have to ask the question. But as always, I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video. If you haven't done so already, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Krishan from Go Fitness, and that's it. I'm out.